I, 32F, recently became a mom to a beautiful 3-month-old baby girl. I live in a big Indian joint family, and I feel really blessed with how much love and support I've received from my in-laws. My husband, 32 meters, my in-laws, 2 brothers-in-law, Bills, 3 sisters-in-law, Sills, and a few teenage nieces all live under the same roof. And my in-laws truly treat me like their daughter. My husband and I have been married for a few years, and I honestly thought we were solid. The trouble started during one of our family's regular dress-up nights, a fun little tradition we have where everyone in the family dresses up and spends the evening together, laughing, taking pictures, and just enjoying each other's company. I especially love these nights because of my nieces. They're teenagers, and it's always a blast seeing how excited they get about picking out outfits and having fun. However, during this particular dress-up night, my mother-in-law pulled me aside. She seemed a little uncomfortable but told me there was something I needed to see. She showed me some WhatsApp messages that my husband had mistakenly sent to her instead of another woman. He had sent them thinking they were going to this woman, and they were clearly romantic and suggestive. From the way the messages were worded, it was obvious he had been having an affair with her. My Mill said he probably deleted the messages for him instead of for everyone and didn't notice. When I confronted my husband, he didn't deny it. In fact, he admitted that he had been cheating on me. What hurt me the most was how he tried to justify it. He said that men have needs, and because I was pregnant and then recovering after childbirth, he wasn't getting what he needed from me. He claimed that it was just physical and meant nothing. It felt like he was brushing off my feelings as if what he did was no big deal just because it wasn't emotional for him. But it was a huge deal for me. I was shattered. Here I was, still recovering from childbirth, physically and emotionally exhausted from taking care of our newborn, and he was running around behind my back. I was angry and hurt beyond words, and in the heat of the moment, I lashed out. I asked him, if it's just physical, should I go find someone else too? I wanted him to understand how it felt to be on the receiving end of betrayal. He got furious. He stormed out, claiming I was being disrespectful and that I went too far by suggesting I could cheat on him in return. Now, here's where things get complicated. My in-laws are all on my side. They are furious with my husband for what he's done, and they've made it clear they don't support his behavior. They've been incredibly supportive of me and our baby, which I deeply appreciate. They are even on my side if I decide to divorce him. However, when I talked to my own mother about this, she told me I took things too far by saying I'd cheat on him. She said I should have handled it differently, without stooping to his level. But that wasn't the only thing she told me. Apparently, my mom had known about the affair for a while. She had seen my husband with this other woman at some point but didn't tell me because she didn't want her granddaughter to grow up without a father. I am devastated. Not only did my husband cheat, but my own mother kept it from me. I understand she had her reasons, but I feel completely betrayed by the people closest to me. Now, my husband is upset, claiming that my comment about cheating on him was out of line, even though it was made in the heat of the moment, fueled by his betrayal. My mom also seems to think I went too far, even though she knew about his affair and chose to stay silent. So, here I am, trying to make sense of everything. My in-laws are on my side, my husband is mad at me, and my mom thinks I should have kept my cool. I Ada for asking if I could cheat on my husband after finding out he cheated on me? Should I have handled this differently? Note: I never want to cheat, it was just to make him understand how crazy he sounded. Update 1. It's currently 3:35 a.m., and I can't sleep. I am lying here in my in-laws' house, and the only ones who seem to be sleeping are the kids. I just needed to share what's been happening since my last post. First of all, thank you for all the supportive comments. They've really helped me feel less alone in this mess. So, after I posted my original message at 1 a.m., I couldn't shake the feeling of guilt that was swirling inside me. My mother keeps insisting that my husband's cheating was a one-time mistake, and I should just stay for the sake of our daughter. But I know deep down that it's so much more complicated than that. Finding out about the affair was a blow I never saw coming, especially during our family dress-up night when my mother-in-law pulled me aside to tell me. Since then, my in-laws have kicked my husband out of the house, and they've been incredibly supportive. They really treat me like family, which is a relief because my own dad was more of a ghost in my life than an actual father. It's hard to explain how grateful I am for their support during this chaotic time. They've stepped in and made it clear that they're on my side, which has been comforting. But I can't shake the feeling that I need to figure out who his affair partner is. I have this nagging suspicion that it might be my best friend, Tara, as I saw him use that name in some of the texts he accidentally sent my mother-in-law. The thought makes me sick. I don't want to believe it, but it's hard to ignore. In the morning, I plan to have a serious talk with my husband, but I also need to talk to a lawyer about divorce and custody. I've worked hard to build my own career and finances, so I know I can support myself and my daughter, but it's still scary to think about what the future holds. I am trying to remind myself that I deserve better than this. My mother's voice has been echoing in my head, urging me to think about my daughter, but I need to prioritize my own happiness, too. Staying in a relationship built on lies and betrayal isn't healthy for any of us. I want my daughter to grow up in a loving environment, not one where her parents are constantly at odds. I also need to confront my mother about the fact that she knew about my husband's cheating and didn't tell me. She claims she didn't want my daughter to grow up without a father, but I feel betrayed. I have to set boundaries and make it clear that I need her support, not just for my daughter's sake but for my own sanity. For now, I am staying with my in-laws, who have really embraced me during this time. It feels nice to be part of a family that genuinely cares for me. I think it's important for my daughter to have a relationship with them, especially since my own father wasn't really a father figure in my life. Thank you for being here for me and for all your kind words. They mean more than you know. I'll keep you updated as things unfold, and I hope to find the strength to navigate this storm. Update 2. Hey everyone, it's 9 a.m. now. And the events of this morning have left me feeling completely drained. I can't believe how much has happened in just a few hours, but I wanted to share the latest update with all of you. Your comments and support have been a lifeline for me, and I can't thank you enough for your words of encouragement. So, earlier this morning, my husband actually had the nerve to show up at my in-laws' home with the side chick. I still can't get over it. Who does that? He knew how devastated I was, and yet he thought it was a good idea to bring her here, to our home, like it was no big deal. And get this, it wasn't my best friend Tara, but her name was also Tara. What are the odds? I swear, it felt like some kind of twisted joke. My father-in-law was absolutely livid. As soon as my husband and his new girlfriend stepped foot inside, my father-in-law didn't hesitate. He kicked them both out on the spot. The fury in his voice was something I've never heard before, and honestly, I was glad to see it. My in-laws have been nothing but supportive since this whole mess started, and I am incredibly grateful to have them on my side. But what really hit me hard was my husband's reaction toward our daughter. He didn't even look at her, didn't ask about her, didn't show an ounce of affection. It was like she didn't exist to him anymore, and that just shattered me. How could he be so cold? How could he just walk away from his own child without a second thought? It was as if the affair had flipped a switch in him, turning off any remaining love or care he had for our family. After that awful confrontation, my father-in-law took matters into his own hands. He immediately contacted a lawyer to begin the process of removing my husband from the family inheritance. Instead, he's planning to put our daughter's name in his place. That decision floored me. I never expected my in-laws to go to such lengths to protect us. But they've made it clear that they see me as their own daughter and will do everything they can to make sure my daughter and I are taken care of. It's overwhelming, but I am deeply touched by their support. As for the divorce, things have moved quickly. I managed to speak with my friend's dad, who's a lawyer, and he walked me through what to do next. Since divorces in India can take anywhere from 6 to 18 months, he recommended creating a legal agreement with my husband to cover the interim period. This agreement has several important clauses, all designed to protect me and our daughter until the divorce is finalized. Here's what we've put in place. Living arrangements. I will continue to live with my in-laws until the divorce is complete. This ensures that I am in a safe and supportive environment, and there won't be any more drama or accusations about infidelity. No access to our daughter. My husband will not be allowed any contact with our daughter during this period. Monthly financial support. My husband is required to provide a fixed monthly amount to support me and our daughter. While I have my own job and finances, this will help cover the extra costs of raising our daughter and ensure we're not struggling during the divorce process. Behavioral clauses. My husband also agreed to some behavioral clauses, including not bringing the side chick anywhere near our home or child and maintaining a respectful distance from me and my family. This was important because I don't want to deal with his drama while I am trying to move on. Legal fees. He also agreed to cover a portion of my legal fees for the divorce. I've worked hard for my career, but every bit helps in situations like this, especially with how long and expensive divorces can be. Here's the shocking part. My husband signed the agreement without any argument. No fight, no pushback, just signed and walked away like he couldn't care less. As he handed the papers back to the lawyer, he sneered at me and said, "Get out." It was like he didn't even see me as a person anymore. I had spent years building a life with this man, and now, all I could see was someone who wanted me gone as quickly as possible, like I was the problem. I am still in shock at how easily he threw everything away, our marriage, our daughter, and our life together. His total lack of remorse is mind-boggling. And the fact that he's already moved on with someone else, proudly flaunting her in front of his family, makes it clear to me that he never really cared about us. He's treating this like it's just a bump in the road and now he can go on living his new life without any guilt. I can't help but feel betrayed on so many levels. This man was my partner, the father of my child, and someone I trusted completely. Now, I am realizing just how deep his betrayal goes. I guess I was holding on to some hope that maybe he would at least show some regret, some concern for what he did. But after this morning, it's obvious that's never going to happen. So, here I am, sitting in the home of people who feel more like my real family than he ever did. I am so thankful for my in-laws, especially my father-in-law, who immediately took charge of the situation and did everything he could to ensure my daughter and I will be okay. I've already started looking into divorce proceedings, and with the agreement signed, I feel a little more at peace knowing I have some security until the process is over. Thank you again for all of your kind words and advice. I honestly don't know how I would have made it through the last 24 hours without this community. I'll keep you updated as things progress, but for now, I am focusing on staying strong for my daughter and building a new future. One that doesn't involve a man who was willing to walk away from everything. My husband, M50, stopped having sex with me, F39, about 9 years ago. At that time he had health issues that we thought was prostate cancer and I just had a late and painful miscarriage. We both were traumatized because of our experiences and stopped having sex. We never stopped showing our love though. We still kissed, hugged and cuddled the moment we got home. After a while, about 1 to 1, 5 year I started initiating sex again. He was very avoidant in the beginning and tried to blame it on many things, including what we went through. I asked him if he maybe should talk to a therapist, but he said he just needed time. We tried a bit, and after 2 half attempts I stopped trying because I felt unwanted and embarrassed. I stopped feeling desired and saw myself as ugly and unattractive. He never stopped loving me or showing me that with kisses and touching. Until about a week ago, I still fell asleep in his arms every night. I noticed that he didn't have physical issues with getting hard, and it made me feel worse about myself for some reason. It must have been me he didn't want, or sex in general. When I turned 35, I realized I am probably never going to have children and accepted that fact. We got each other great jobs, so I busied myself with the material things. We're both high earners, so we bought our dream apartment, built our dream lake house, expensive cars and designer stuff. And I was happy and content. The problem started again about 3 years ago. I wasn't satisfied and I told him I wanted sex. Nothing was enough for me anymore. Not the cuddling or the love or the material things. He said it wasn't me, he just didn't want sex. He was content with what we had, and I should feel lucky that we have found love and a great life with each other. He didn't want to get a divorce and begged me to just find some other hobby. Many married people don't have sex and very few are as happy as we are his exact words. I told him I wanted to separate, but he refused and asked me to go to counseling with him instead if I promised not to talk about sex or divorce in our sessions. After 2 appointments I stopped going. He was right, I loved him very much and he loved me, and I didn't want to lose the life we built together. Instead I started working out more, taking piano lessons, climbing lessons, etc. And before COVID we traveled all over Asia. When COVID hit and we were home for the majority of the time, I started fantasizing about other men. I am very beautiful, and even being almost 40 I still got a lot of attention from men. That was something I was aware of before but never interested in. Now I suddenly was. I found myself loving the attention and not immediately rebuffing men who approached me. This got worse when after COVID, my company started hiring many new people. Right before Christmas, one of the new colleagues, a very handsome 30-something-year-old man, was not shy about how beautiful and attractive he found me. I was overwhelmed at first, but secretly I loved his attention and fantasized every night about him. After a couple of months and some outings with him and other colleagues, I started talking to him more than any others. Last week, we were on a work trip to London. Me, him, and 2 50-something-year-old ladies who weren't interested in taking a drink before going to the hotel, so I spent all my evenings with him instead. One of these nights he was drunk and bluntly told me what he in details wanted to do to me and asked me to go to his room with him, and I was just living my fantasy and said yes. Halfway through our session, I don't know what came over me and all I could think of was my husband. I told him to stop and just left. This was a week ago. Now I can't bear the guilt I am feeling. I am so disgusted with myself and I hate everything about me. I am a cheap, cowardly, pathetic human being. I have moved to the guest room because I can't let my husband touch and cuddle something so filthy and disgusting. I can't bear falling asleep in his arms and I don't feel I deserve him. I don't know why I am writing this, but I needed an outlet. Feel free to be disgusted with me because you will never be as disgusted as I am. When I was fantasizing about cheating, I never considered my conscience or my love for my husband. I totally forgot these 2 very important feelings. Please, before acting on your lust, just take 1 step back and consider what you're going to lose. I have lost the love of my life because I was horny. I can't keep this a secret because the guilt is killing me, so I am telling him tonight. Update. Thank you everyone for all the comments, although I don't deserve the kindness and understanding so many of you have shown me. I have kept my word and told my husband yesterday. I saw immediately in his eyes that I have lost him, and if guilt felt so bad yesterday, the way he looked at me made it 100 times worse. He didn't say much. I didn't try to explain myself or blame anyone but myself. I told him that I was sorry. He is still at work and he's probably not coming home today. I have lost my best friend and true love. I am so confused. Please don't judge me, it is a very hard time for me. Me and my husband have been together for 15 years. Since high school. 2023 started noticing my husband would hide his phone under the pillow. Every time I would ask for it, he would get defensive and say, "You are probably doing something, that's why you want to see my phone," but in all honesty I wasn't. I just noticed the weird behavior. The long restroom breaks. The chance I did get to grab his phone without him noticing, I realized he would constantly look up the same person on Facebook and Instagram. I started checking our phone bill and noticed a strange number he was making a call to daily. Sept to November 2023 we fought over me asking whose number that was. I went above and beyond trying to figure it out. Turned out to be a VoIP number. He said it was a coworker's phone number. Fast forward, March 2024. He's away for work and just out of nowhere I get a text from him stating how much I meant to him and how he didn't know what he would do without me, etc. It came off strange and asked him what he had done to bring that out of nowhere. It struck a nerve and he went off on me. April 2024 he comes home from work assignment and is acting like he never has before. Extra nice. As when we started dating. I didn't think much of it but came off strange. July 2024 his phone broke. I helped him restore his account and I just had the urge and gut feeling to check his email. I had never noticed that Gmail had Google Voice. That's when I clicked on archived texts and there it was. A text stating how much he missed so person. The person replied and was confused. And almost as if he regret that choice he played it off. I was shaking. I googled the number and to my surprise it was the same person he had been searching for months. The same person I always asked why he looked up and would deny and said he didn't know her. I confronted him about the text and he was mad. He tried to twist this on me and said I was invading his privacy. He lied and made a story saying his coworker had him text that person. September 2024. I get a text stating she was talking to my husband last year. She told me everything. She sent screenshots, even called me. Turns out the screenshots said how he was going to leave me and marry her. How he loved her. They would send each other selfies, songs. Almost like he was in a relationship. She ended it with him because he didn't end up leaving me like he had promised her. Fast forward until now, March 2025. It's been 6 months and I am having a hard time. My husband has came clean about it all and admitting to everything. He said he never loved her but only told her that because he wanted to fuck her, but that he didn't mean it. He said he had to lie to gain advantage. That he had to make her believe that he loved her but didn't. This is confusing to me as I know men and women think differently. Did my husband really love her? Do men lie like this without loving said person? He still cheated, but I believe if it's an emotional affair it hurts even more than a physical one. I don't know what to do. Is it possible that he didn't mean when he told her he loved her? Or did he?